with these names?
Totally normal Chinese names.
Uh-huh. Anyway, Kofi's become Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan is calling people B-plus players. So basically, they've completely flipped the script on all of this.
Wrestling sounds like it's difficult to keep up with sometimes.
It can be, because none of what is happening right now, if you'd have told me about it, if you told Stryker of yesteryear, of 2016, 2017, that any of what was going on would be happening right now, I would have thought you were crazy. Because it's just, all of it is totally bonkers. A women's main event, Kofi Kingston in the main event, Daniel Bryan's not only back wrestling, but he's a bad guy. I'm actually excited for a Randy Orton versus AJ Styles match. Come on. That's crazy talk.
I decided to give Huang Zhang another shot.
Yep. It's funny. One of the first shows that I remember, first scenes I remember in Dynasty Warriors, when I first ever played the game. We're talking about the 3D PlayStation ones here.
Mm-hmm.
Was I can't remember which one it was. It was that one where it was up a big hill, and it was Wei match. It was Wei versus Shu, and Huan Zhang was there, and there was this other dude for Wei that was also an archer, and they had a rivalry going. And that was just the hypest thing ever. That was my introduction to this series. Oh, that and the battle against the Yellow Turbans. Remember the voice acting in Dynasty Warriors 3?
Yes. Now let's you and him fight, I guess.
Yep. Wait, what?
Yep.
Okay, why?
Game just arbitrarily decided, okay, you guys fight now. Quick, hold our beer. We've run out of stuff to do. I think that I played the very original Dynasty Warriors game. The fighting game one.
Yeah, which I've never played that.
I think I rented it on a whim.
Sounds pretty wild.
And that's about all I can tell you is I rented it on a whim. As you do when you're a kid.
Yep. Yeah, went over a friend's house and they had Dynasty Warriors 2. And I was hooked ever since.
An actual cutscene.
Yep. Oh, hey, it's the Battle of Chibi. That's literally what this is.
Only our boat isn't on fire.
Yep. Yet. Did you know that there's a movie about the Battle of Chibi that basically takes almost all of its inspiration from Dynasty Warriors?
I could absolutely believe it.
I think it's called it's Red Cliff. It's so amazing. I actually think there's a version of it on Netflix, or at least there was.
It's hard to tell with Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, it was called Red Cliff. It was really cool. And like I said, when you see the actual battle happen, you can automatically see the Dynasty Warriors influence in it. Kind of amazing.
Is it in part because they go through a shitload of officers?
I'm pretty sure they did. But it's also, it's not just about the battle, it's about the build-up to it, basically.
We'll know for sure if somebody says I've defeated an enemy officer. Or I've taken this base.
Or some variation thereof.
Slightly more relevant for me since I've been playing Fate Extella Link.
I need to get that, I think.
Scratching my Muso itch.
Mm-hmm. Not like we can actually play Muso and get it anymore.
Womp womp.
Real talk though, I played Warriors All-Stars. That game is crazy.
Does it fill the niche?
Yeah, it does to a degree, even though it does play a bit differently from the others. It's got some relationship stuff in it, and not by like, you know, like a love story. I mean like, one of the mechanics in the game is that you have to build relationships with your members.
Supports.
Yeah, with your supports.
Everybody's favorite. It's my favorite. Yep. As long as I don't have to like rub anybody's face or anything.
No, there's none of that. There are hot springs though.
As long as we don't. Well, it's a Japanese game, so I expect it.
Yeah. And they pulled from like the most obscure places. Basically all of Tecmo Koei's things, which only half of which are really well established here.
I know it isn't like what the hell's his name? Epona is in that, I think.
Yep, Epona's in it. You also have characters from Dead or Alive. You have characters from the Atelier series. What's Atelier? No.
No. Well, I mean, we know what that is.
Yeah, I know what that is, but nobody else does.
I know it's an RPG series.
Yeah, that's really all I know about it. I've never played one of them. There's also what is that game called? Knights of Azure.
I think I actually have the second game sitting here from GameFly.
Yeah, I actually have the first one on GameFly, and I feel bad because I like it's one of the things where like I played it and I kind of liked it, but then other things came out and I completely forgot that I had it.
That's about where I'm sitting right now. I mean,
it's a neat idea.
Technically, I'm playing a game I've never played before and will beat. So
yeah.
In a fashion,
it's one of those things that I might actually like purchase it, and maybe actually that's something I might stream at some point, just to see what what I get with it. Because like I said, it's a neat idea. It's like action RPG-ish, but then there's like a Pokemon type aspect to it because you have these little monsters you can drink.
I've been hoping for something like some kind of reasonable co-op game to come along, but nothing.
Yeah, that's a tough one to come by these days.
Which is odd.
Yep. Cubewide.com. Okay, no, this is Lubu, I'm pretty sure.
Are you sure? Because I mean, I feel like for Lubu they would have at least given him the headdress. That seems to be like his big thing.
I could be wrong about that. Actually, wait, no, he's got a mace. That's not him. Oh man, I know who it is, but I can't remember. Once again, we got that going on. All I know is that he's with Wu. Obviously, because he's wearing red.
Dion Wei? No. That's not Dion Wei.
Dion Wei? Maybe.
I thought he carried like.
He was an old guy. He had I think in some versions of the game he like, actually fights with a boat.
Huang Gai, I think.
Yeah. I think that's who that is. I could be wrong though.
I probably messed up the pronunciation of that, but whatever. I'm an American.
Yeah, at least you didn't use the obvious mispronunciation.
Why would I talk about myself like that on the show, Striker? Today's episode of Radical Bromance, the status of my junk. The feeling I get from this game is like they had ideas, but like it was not properly executed, like any of the given special moves.
Yep.
But they would later refine in literally every other game, just not this one.
Yep. It's funny when you play through these games and you can kind of see the progression.
Like it's easy to see what they were going for. They just didn't do it.
Mm-hmm. I just defeated an officer.
Yeah, Stellar Link has been enjoyable, but you kind of have to sort of like Fate to really enjoy it, I think.
Yeah, I like Fate, so I don't have that problem. Considering I played through a pretty good chunk of the original Fate, is there really any overlap there?
Nope.
Would rather Fate excel it?
Like, kind of, sort of, but there's not, like, you don't really need that much context.
What I mean is, like, is the story exactly the same, or did they do something different?
They did something different.
Okay.
Like, you don't really need much context on the plot, since it's kind of like its own thing.
Yep.
Takes place after the original Extella, but
that's good enough.
All you need to know is that it happens after the best ending. That's it.
Okay.
Because otherwise, you'd also have to play through Fate Extra and Extra CCC and.
Oh, fuck that! I don't have a Vita. I can't play those games.
Well, you had a PSP at some point.
Yeah. I still have a PSP. I just don't ever turn it on.
Oh, we've hit that point where bosses come back as regular ass characters.
Gotta love it.
Fucking useless ass werewolf. Demoted to a regular ass enemy. I haven't actually watched that in a while. Day in the Life of Dracula. Yeah, basically, I suppose. Well, no, you couldn't actually watch Last Encore and get the plot, because Last Encore kind of went off the rails a little bit.
What happened with Last Encore?
Like, it's more loosely based on Extra. It's not like.
Oh, here's a down and jump. That's a move.
It's not like a straight retelling of it.
Oh, okay.
Rocks
How
Fall.
did I not get hit? Rocks Fall, nobody dies.
The disappointing thing, the only thing I could say that is disappointing about Extella Link is if you've played the first one, like, it's pretty much just like the plot revolves around the cast of the first game, and the new characters are just kind of like there.
Oh, that's a shame.
Both of my waifus made villains. Unjust. And if anybody's wondering, the current state of my wallet in regards to the gacha is still haven't spent any money on it.
That's good. Doing better than I did. I definitely did spend money on it at one point, but then I didn't do it again.
I don't want to open that door because I know it can never be closed.
Yep.
Even though there are really days, maybe whenever I finally win the lottery, I'll become a disgusting gotcha whale.
Oh dear.
Probably not.
Just so long as it didn't, just as long as you didn't get to the point where like spending money on it was actually causing you financial trouble. That's all that matters.
I would never get to that point. I am too much of a greedy miser to do that.
That is true.
Instead, my money is spent on food.